My brothers and sisters, as I reminded you the last time I spoke to you, we were moving very quickly towards the end of the year of mercy. So this is another timely reminder of the fact that we must make sure that we head towards the end of this year really committed to doing all that the Holy Father asks of us in setting out this year of mercy during this time. At the same time as we've been considering that, also considering the teaching about marriage that's come from the Holy Father in his document Amoris Laetitia. And yesterday in our diocese we had two very important presentations about this by Monsignor Brown from the Archdiocese of Sydney, who talked about the dimensions of Amoris Laetitia and the way that it should have an effect on the way that we think and operate and deal with the issues about marriage. So against the background of the discussions going on in our society in general, whether or not we're going to have a plebiscite, the issues about same-sex marriage and so on, it's really important for us to depth our knowledge of what we really believe when we talk about marriage. And so I think as we come towards the end of the year of mercy, we'll also have a parallel task to do in the diocese, and that's to make sure that people in our diocese really come to understand what the Holy Father is saying about marriage, and to open up the very rich teaching about marriage that's contained in there. Monsignor Brown spoke yesterday about the fact that almost every marriage that he's done for the last 20 years has always had the same first reading, is from the letter to Corinthians and about the nature of true love. And what he pointed out was something I'd never noticed, and that is that in the middle of the document Amoris Laetitia, the Holy Father gives a systematic and very comprehensive treatment of all that's contained in that teaching. So that would be one of the things I'd want people to do. We need to read the document. We need to have a program to help us to understand what's contained in it, and we need to have some guides that would point out the important pieces, like this element that Monsignor Brown spoke about yesterday. Whatever, it's really important, I think, for everybody to become familiar with the document. So I'm hoping that people will ordinarily turn to it, buy a copy and read it, and that in our diocese, in the different programs that we run, that we'll be emphasising the importance of the teaching that's contained within it. So I'm going to be asking our people who are associated with our programs in our schools and in the diocese to really emphasise Amoris Laetitia and provide opportunities for people everywhere to reflect upon it and come to know more and more about it. So, the Year of Mercy still challenges us. We need to think about the way in which the mercy of God is revealed in the beautiful sacrament of marriage that goes back to the very beginning of creation, enhanced by Jesus himself, lifted to the level of being a sacrament, so that the mercy of God in a very special way is incarnate in our world through the married couples who live out the sacrament in our midst. A very beautiful gift of God's mercy, one which is meant to have a big influence on the world and helping to make the world a better place.